Welcome to the show that talks about TV shows and stuff.
Welcome to Evie Watches TV. I'm Evie, and with me is Rudy.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I'm going to do something different that I've never done on my channel before, which is this recording specifically. It's kind of more of a podcast style type of thing, and it's just kind of talking about, you know, some things that we like or interested in or whatever.
Right, man. Yeah. This is going to be anything from movies, games, anything in tech if you're into that. I am, for sure.
I sometimes am into tech, but I'm kind of wishy-washy about it. It depends if it, you know, has a whatever. I don't know.
No, I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah. So, I don't know. You got anything interesting to talk about? Any topic or any idea? Because all I'm thinking about is like the next big superhero thing in my mind.
Would that be, what's it called? That crossover Infinite something?
Well, no. I guess I'm thinking about the Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus.
Yeah, I keep hearing about it. No, I don't have it.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right, I do, and
you do?
Thanks to one of my friends. Yes.
Okay.
I recently watched the new Star Wars show, The Mandalorian.
Bastard.
Yeah, man.
How is it?
It's good. It's when you watch it, you for sure get Western vibes. Like I wouldn't doubt if in the making of this show that the producers and writers got down and were like guys, let's make a space western, and let's use Star Wars. Let's make Star Wars into this not necessarily gritty or dark or violent western, but just have a western vibe with it, in that it stars this kind of quiet lone wolf gunslinging type of character navigating his way as a bounty hunter.
Okay. Killing a lot of folks. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Capturing a lot of folks.
Killing and capturing.
Okay.
And doing it because that's what he knows. And
a lot of killing.
That's right. He knows how to kill, and he knows how to use his blaster, man. He just like a cowboy uses his 6-shooter.
Very similar to Cannibalism. I think that was his name from Rick and Morty. That assassin that bought guns from Rick when he went to Blitz and Chips.
Oh man, I haven't seen.
That was his whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen all the episodes, but that one doesn't ring a bell right now.
Yeah. So with the Mandalorian, like I think the only thing I've seen is the first trailer, but it looks so cool and epic. And is Disney Plus the only way to watch it?
Oh yeah, it's a Disney Plus exclusive because in the whole competition of streaming services, they have to have their own originals, and that is one of them. And watch it as soon as you can. Try not to have anyone spoil it for you, because the ending really kind of doesn't throw you for a loop or anything, but it does kind of show you something, and you're like, whoa, I'm interested now.
Really?
Like, it's not necessarily a twist. It's something that's revealed that it's like, whoa, where's this going? I'm interested. Let's continue on.
Okay.
It really grabs you. That's the point of that first episode. It's to really hook you in and get you invested, so that way, one, you stay subscribed to Disney Plus, and that you follow this series through.
So it accomplished that within the first episode. That's really awesome.
Oh yeah,
because it's difficult for most TV shows to like get the first episode right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes like 3 episodes, 4 episodes before they're like, this is
before you start getting into it and want to stick with it. No, I get you. That's the struggle. Yeah. Whenever you're writing something, directing, whether you're like introducing this world that you want people to become invested in.
Yeah.
You need to figure out a way to come up with the hook.
Yep.
Plot elements and story elements, you line them up in such a way that creates this mystery, first of all, that leaves the viewer wanting more and wanting to figure out like what's going on. And when you leave The Mandalorian after that first episode, it really makes me wonder, like, okay, where are they taking this? Like, I'm interested because, you have the original trilogy, you have the prequels, and now we have this new trilogy with Rey and Finn and all that.
There's a lot of cool stuff on the Disney Plus then, huh?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah.
They have almost everything that Disney has ever made.
Yeah, past, present, to come, future.
Right. And so not everything's on it, and that's just due to, weird licensing between other streaming services.
Well,
but,
I guess we'd say good on The Mandalorian. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
They've definitely got the Rudy seal of approval.
For sure, man. Because, like I said, if you really are into what's his name, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Okay. Or if let's say you're not into movies and you're into video games, if you are into Red Dead, then you will really like The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They really pulled a lot of influences from just that old Western style.
There's something about the old Western style, like redoing it in a new facet, it's almost like, like you're trying to draw but use a pencil, and instead of a pencil, you use a marker. Like, it's the same concept, but you just apply a different medium. Anytime I see a Western done in a typically different way, kind of like I forgot the name of the film, but it starred the actor that plays 007 in the recent 007
Oh, you mean
movies.
Aliens versus Cowboys?
Yeah,
or Cowboys versus Aliens?
Yeah, it was a cowboy film, but it's about aliens and some alien tech stuff. But it's got that whole twist to it, and then there's even like ninja assassins or something like that. But it's a whole Western with cowboys versus ninjas. That aspect, I feel, I don't know, it always makes movies feel, I guess, a little more.
It like breaks the pattern of the whole monotony of some movie genres, right? Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. I mean, it's not like you're gonna get tired of rewatching a Western just done different ways. You're actually getting more hooked into seeing a Western.
Oh, okay.
Just keep changing.
Yeah.
And that's not the same for a lot of other genres.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brightburn tried to do a horror superhero thing.
Brightburn, the one with Will Smith.
No, it's wait, what?
No, that was just Bright, wasn't it?
Bright, yes, that was Bright. Yeah, Will Smith. But Brightburn is the movie with the little kid. It's like a Superman-esque film.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, but instead of
it was written by what's his name? Director of Guardians of the Galaxy. But I know what you're talking about. James Gunn.
I didn't know he wrote it.
Yeah.
Huh.
He either produced it or wrote it. Or both. I think it's both.
Okay.
But it was directed by someone else.
That's cool. I didn't know he did that,
But I heard it was like a evil Superman.
Yeah, it's
pretty
basically like an evil little kid version of Superman, like evil Superboy.
He's an alien. He crashes, I guess, on Earth, on a farm, I think.
On a farm, exactly like
and
Superman.
Is being raised by this two, pretty good couple. And then things go to hell because the kid discovers he has powers and decides to use it for evil.
Means,
yeah, instead of saving people.
It's just like a dark twisted version of Superman. That's like, but the way they filmed it was more of a horror-esque type of, you could tell they were really trying to make this into a horror film, but it had the heroic elements to it, not necessarily heroic because of the characters.
It had hero movie
elements to it. Yeah, now it was kind of clashing. There were some scenes where it's like I don't know if you want me to be like in terror right now, or if I should be like, oh cool, he's like flying through walls and shit, oh no.
Oh, your headphones, buddy. Here, we'll hang them on the boom
there. But if The Mandalorian is as good as you say,
no, it's not like the best thing on earth or something. Don't get me wrong in that.
Okay,
it's good, but it's not like
it's not like on earth.
It's not like a perfect show by any means, but it sets the stage for something really interesting.
Yeah,
and it depends how they follow through with that.
Okay,
because there are some elements that they give hints of about the world, about
is it
our main character's
on
quest.
The mythos of Star Wars, or is it like
right now
back in time?
Right now, I would say maybe because it deals with the whole Mandalorian people. But in terms of like showing you different places, different planets and stuff, I would say a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
You're introduced to new characters, new creatures, but really the main focus is on the Mandalorian and his story, and then
involving killing and a lot of killing, a lot of bounty.
Yeah,
killing,
a lot of bounty hunting, and it's just gonna take you on this wild ride, and we'll see where the Mandalorian kind of ends up.
So, since you've seen the episode already, would you say the Mandalorian's like? Is he an anti-hero or
no?
No,
He's just a guy trying to make a living.
Oh, that's it.
And that's what he does. He's a bounty hunter. He brings in these bounties.
Mm-hmm.
He gets paid, and then he says, "Where's the next one? Like, give me the."
That is perfect for a TV show.
And I think there is another. There's of course more facets to his character than just that. But as of now, that's like that's the main thing.
Yeah, but I feel like why that works so well is because if you give away too much in the beginning, then there's nothing for people to stay invested to want to see. Period.
Right. It's
so if
don't blow your load too quick.
Yeah, and if all they're giving us is just like, oh, he's just a guy who wants to get paid, he kill people to get paid, and that's his thing. It's like, really, is that really his thing? You know, it gets you curious, and it makes you want to go back and try to figure out more. And is there more to him, or is it just this? And even if it was just that, I don't think it would necessarily turn out to be a bad show. And I haven't even seen it, but just from what you're describing, because it kind of makes it sound like a Rick and Morty type of situation, to where they have a thing that they do, and they can always do that one thing, but it's always gonna happen differently.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like he can,
like how Rick and Morty they go on their crazy adventures, but each adventure is just different.
It's different, yeah. Like they use the same tools, the same means. In some cases, every episode is the same thing. It's just Rick and Morty go on an adventure, but it's just, what is the adventure? And with the Mandalorian, maybe it's the same thing. The Mandalorian goes on an adventure, but what is the adventure? We know he's gonna kill somebody, but what is it gonna lead to? How is he gonna get there? Where is he going? What are we gonna see?
And like I suspect that it's gonna break off this whole pattern of him doing a job after job after job.
Yeah.
Because where it ends off, it makes you think like, okay, there's something different about this one job. Let's kind of follow this a little bit differently and not just take the bounty in, essentially, because I don't want to spoil it, but but let's see where this takes us, because it ends and it's like, whoa, what are they gonna do with this? And I don't want to exactly spoil it.
But that's that way. I keep wondering if there are any Ocean's 11-esque moments.
Not in the first episode, like Ocean,
whenever they would go do a heist, it would go into this whole thing where they're showing us what the
exactly
heist
what
be
happened,
as
and
they're
then
explaining it.
And then there's all of a sudden this other heist that was going on that you had no idea of.
Yeah, and the whole plot different, and then once the heist is finished being explained, it just jumps into the heist already happening because they already showed it. So is it kind of like that? Like
no. This is the first episode is definitely straightforward, where there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. Okay,
straightforward story
and
telling,
and it's world building. You're introduced to some characters. You're introduced to the world. You're introduced to not necessarily the stakes yet, because nothing's really at stake right now. But they will, of course. Stakes always rise. Villains always pop up. But this is definitely the introduction to the world.
Okay. Nothing's at stake yet, but maybe one day there will be some
stakes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Steaks. Actually thinking of actual steaks.
Now you're thinking of food.
Next episode.
Is that a perfect segue?
Next episode, the Mandalorian eats steak for dinner after killing someone.
Turns out that's what happens after the bounty. They chop them up and they cook them. Here you go.
That's why they wanted the bounty in the first place. It's just
meat. They're just in demand for meat. They're like, hey, we need alien. We need some alien
yeah.
meat. Hey, go get this
And
species
it has
here.
to be a specific type. Like, it has to be an alien that's like really bad and has a high bounty and done some shit. Their meat is good.
Yeah, let's eat them. Their meat is kind of salty. It comes pre-seasoned.
Oh my gosh, this is we're gonna start a conspiracy right
Oh
here,
my
right
God.
now. Mandalorian is about cannibalism. I can see it. 10 episodes later.
It takes 10 episodes to get to the point.
Yeah. Oh,
Like the
okay.
main character like turns to the camera.
Yeah.
Guys, this whole story has been about cannibalism. Don't do it.
Ever.
The end.
It's
That's just it.
It's just the director of photography that just goes into the camera, turns it around. He's like, okay, I gotta stop this right now because I can't film this anymore. It's about cannibalism. Y'all don't even know. I'm out.
Y'all didn't even know.
They ate
Disney
my sound
Plus
guy
has
yesterday.
Disney Plus has y'all just in a trance
In a
right now.
They're trying to turn everyone into cannibals. I don't know why suddenly the Mandalorian is a cannibal. I don't know yet. Anyway, that happened.
Plot twist of the century, my dude.
Have you seen the newest Rick and Morty episode? Season 4, episode 1.
No, I haven't.
Rick, repeat. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, it's actually
Rick,
a
Die,
play.
Repeat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's off of that movie, that sci-fi
Edge
movie,
of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. But
With
it's
Tom Cruise.
like they have Morty in there somehow.
Yeah. Oh, so you haven't seen the episode?
No, I haven't. But I just know
Okay.
in the title they use Morty and Rick.
Oh, it's Edge of Tomorrow. I think that's what it's called.
Edge of Tomorty.
Rick, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow.
It's something like
Tomorrow
that.
Tea?
They do something funny with it.
Something funny, yeah.
But no, I haven't seen it.
It's a tongue twister.
Hey, that guy
No,
knows
I'm
how to make
sorry.
some good comedies. Like he helped create Rick and
Community.
Morty, and he did Community.
Have you heard of the story circle that he came up with?
Maybe.
Apparently, like, he's a genius when it comes to storytelling. Dan Harmon.
Really?
Yeah. He came up with this thing called the story circle, and it's supposed to literally give you a perfect story if you just follow it.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of the story circle is like, point A, character starts here. They'll go into an adventure. The adventure has to take a curve. And at that point, the adventure has to continue, but it needs to continue in that curve. You know what I mean? Like, there's a story that's going along. Something has to happen to where it changes. So it's a circle, curves around, and it has to continue follow that and circle back around and end where it kind of started.
Yeah.
To kind of drive to a point. And you know, it's more in depth than that. And I think he divides up the circle somehow. I don't know. I haven't like tried to use it to write a story, but I might just steal it one day. And
Like, is this something that's open to the public? Like,
I think so. I
is
mean,
this like a format? He just said, "Hey, if you follow this, you'll make a good story."
I think so. I mean, he's like, there's a video of him talking about it while he's like describing it, and I don't know if he's necessarily copyrighted the idea or maybe he stole the
Probably
idea
not. It's
from
probably
somebody
just
else.
a set of guidelines. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, you have a
Instead of
say you start off
rules.
with the base idea. All right, well then, you know, take that idea and then here's the first step to
I am Dan
to
Harmon.
get it
I
from point A to
follow
point
set
B.
of rules.
Hey,
A set of rules for storytelling.
that's right, man. There's all sorts of rules for stuff.
I wish I had a set
And
of rules.
Yeah, it's how you use the rules. It's how you play with them.
Exactly, just
But
like Batman said.
I was thinking of something, but it escaped my mind.
What was it?
Might take a second. Hold up. I hate when that happens. You have something good in your head and then poof, it goes away.
Yeah.
Damn it! What was it?
Come
Was it
on.
about community? Oh wait, no, it was about Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I think on VH1, and this is probably like 10 years ago, he had this show on, was it VH1? VH1 or MTV, one of those.
MTV. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's called Acceptable TV.
Yes, because what's the other guy? Who's the other guy that does Rick and Morty with them?
Dan Roiland? Or no? Justin Roiland.
Justin Roiland. Yeah, he would submit content to his platform, and that's how they met or knew each other. He
Damn.
would post Justin Roiland's little animated weird
Mhm.
shorts on there, and when he got fired from Community, he like saw, you know, went back and saw the stuff that he did, and they just, I guess, got together, and Rick and Morty was born.
Nice.
But if
'cause-
Justin never submitted to that,
yeah.
he would probably not be where he's at right now.
funny ways where life takes us.
Yeah.
But yeah, like acceptable TV. I remember watching that, and it was a pretty cool concept. Although I don't know if it was completely honest, because what it was is that they would show these first episodes for like a TV show within this universe, and then people would submit, well, what's the best ones, and then they would continue those in the next episode, then come up with new ones, and then the cycle would begin. You would vote, you would cast your vote, which one should continue, which one should end, and then the next episode they would continue the ones that would continue, and then drop the ones that don't and make new ones.
That sounds
and that's
harsh.
where I don't know if it was completely legit in that people actually submitted, or if it was scripted, you know.
Oh, I see what you like. If it was, oh fudge. So what you're saying is it could have been given the false perception that people were posting content, but this was scripted content that was already being made.
No, it wasn't that people were posting it. It was that they were making it, but people were voting which one should continue.
Okay.
And I don't know if the voting actually really happened.
Oh, I see what you.
Or if it was all in the show.
It could have been.
It could have been, yeah. And there's one that's animated. It's a messed up adult version of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
And it starts off all innocent, and then throughout the course of the series, it just gets into some weird mind-bendy stuff, the way Rick and Morty does. And I think, they have a little bit of crisscrossing in terms of artwork and style.
I feel like that's where Justin Roiland's weirdness comes in, though.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. It's probably Dan's like
skepticism and pessimism and
possibly. Yeah.
Have you heard the whole thing with Okay, so I was watching this YouTube thing that's hosted by who is he? Anyway, it's called Rick Explained. And I think it's a new concept that he's doing now. He's had a YouTube channel for a long time, but now he's doing like Rick Explained. And it's specific to season 4. It's after each episode he will explain the episode. And one of the writers came on the first YouTube segment they did, which was pretty fucking cool. And they were talking about the whole season 4 thing, and where am I going with this? Oh yeah. He kind of like disclosed to him and to the whole segment that there's like this theory that people have that Rick is in a way a representation of Dan Harmon. Morty is Justin.
That's interesting.
And the writer like kind of was like, yeah, like that we all all of us kind of have that same idea, like we think that because he was saying like the way Dan acts and the things he says, the way he chooses to say them, is very much like what Rick says and does. And the way Morty kind of is kind of like how Justin is. So they find it kind of weird that it's almost like the characters, or it's just
resemblance of real life.
Of the real life Justin and Dan, the real life creators.
Where'd you hear that from?
It's called Rick Explained, like on YouTube.
Oh, right.
Rick Explained. Yeah, it's one of the main writers from the Rick and Morty show, like talking about that, and like they think that too, and like it's kind of a little weird, but also they find it kind of cool, that the creators are able to implement and kind of put themselves within the characters.
Right. I just thought that they were just, what's it called? Where you just make up stuff on the spot?
They probably did.
Improvisation. Because I know they do that a lot.
Especially with interdimensional cable and...
Yeah, you can tell those things. He just stands in front of the mic and then just
talks some
spits
stuff.
out words. But I'm pretty sure maybe the writers come in and they're like, okay, like say it this way, say that.
Yeah. And
just
then
to kind of clean it up just a little.
An actual, like making it into an actual something story instead of just ramble or whatever it is.
But I'm pretty sure there's probably some segments where they're just like, you know what, keep it. It was dumb, but it was funny. Just keep it.
Yeah. There's a lot of moments in the show where he's doing something improvised, and you would know it's improvised because he would just start laughing. And he would start laughing, like, and it'll cut like that, like, that would have him laugh, and he'd been say like, oh, what the fuck am I talking about? Or that was ridiculous. Like, he'll comment on it himself, but it just adds to the whole thing of what the show is.
It adds to the whole style of Rick and Morty, because that's what we know of now.
Yeah.
We think of Rick and Morty.
That
Of
first episode was kind of crazy of season 4, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. I was like, damn. Of all the episodes to start off with, I was not thinking that it would be about the characters dying and coming back to life, dying and coming back to life. I was like, what? I thought it would focus more on the family aspect of how season 3 ended, but that didn't really, play
they'll
a
touch
big
upon it now.
role. Huh?
I'm sure they'll touch on the whole family aspect thing.
Yeah, that would be cool if they did. Kind of like oh, you haven't watched it, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. I don't know if it might be a spoiler then if I tell you. It's like one of the best scenes from the episode.
Well, don't spoil it yet.
Okay, then I won't spoil it. I won't talk about it. You have to watch the episode.
That's right. I'll watch this while you watch The Mandalorian.
Yes, but season 4, episode 1 of Rick and Morty has the EB seal of approval, and The Mandalorian has the Moody seal of approval.
EB seal of approval. All right, so
yeah, I think that kind of wraps up that little segment right there. We talked about a few things. I thought it would just be about Disney Plus, but we did move into some other stuff, and that was cool. Yeah, I'll post this, and if anyone ends up watching it and listening to it, thank you for being a part of this here.
Thank you for listening and lending us your ears.
And your ears, your
now lend me your cash.
Meaty ears. Wait, what?
Lend me your cash.
Lend me your cash. I'll just take it.